Unapologetically Unstoppable live show, and I'm so glad you're with me today. Today is Monday, March 31st, and today we're going to be talking about 5 things to delegate. So if you've crossed the into the 7 figures and built a team, but you still feel like you're the bottleneck in your business, this episode is for you. I'm sharing 5 things you can delegate this week to reclaim your time, make faster decisions, and lead from a place of peace instead of pressure. Because that's how we're called to in this season. These are the exact shifts that I help scaling CEOs make inside the 7 figure systems mastermind, and they'll help you stop managing everything and start leading with clarity. So, hi, my name is Jeanette Peterson, and if you've never met me, I am an Air Force veteran. I am a cybersecurity engineer by trade, and I am here to help you scale your business to 7 figures God's way. Look, you have already gotten the revenue. You have a team. You know what you're doing, right? But it still feels like you have to have everything in your hands. It still feels like you are holding it all together yourself. But remember, you're not building a business just for income. This is for impact and legacy and freedom. Freedom of time, location, financial freedom, and location freedom, right? The key to scaling without chaos is strategic delegation. Strategic delegation. These are the 5 shifts that aren't someday, they're this week moves, okay? So the 5 things I want you to do is number one. Number one, I want you to delegate with CEO level calendar control. I want you to delegate all things scheduling. Every single thing that is on your calendar, you are going to delegate. All of it. Team meetings, podcast guesting, coordination, everything. If you don't have an automated system for it now, create one. Get a team member to create one. Do something because you are no longer in charge of your calendar. You will dictate when you're available, when you're not available, but you will no longer schedule anything on your calendar. That's it. Okay. And I want you to also create meeting free blocks. These are the blocks where it's just you and God, just you by yourself, just you having lunch to get out of the office. And because this will help you as a woman, as a CEO, as a mom, or whatever else you're doing in your life, right? These other positions that you have, you've got to make a lot of decisions. You've got to hold a lot of things in your brain. And so, because of that, the decision fatigue that you have from making all these decisions, weighing all these choices, is causing you decision fatigue. And that's blocking your clarity. That's blocking the the one-on-one that you get from God, being able to fully hear all of the things that you need. Okay. Number two, the second thing that you're going to completely delegate is your client and team onboarding. The whole thing. You should not be handling contracts, welcome emails, folder setups, communications, SOP at once, and then delegate it forever. You create the system and then you never do it again unless there's a problem, right? But that's the don't ask me system that I love. Don't ask me. It's in an SOP. Don't ask me. You know where it's at. Don't ask me. I don't have time to be asked these questions because I'm a visionary. I'm the one that's running this company. I'm the one that's furthering the mission that we've got here. And so I can't be in the back, in the weeds, figuring out all the things. That's what I've got admin. That's what you've got team for, right? So you show up for vision, not logistics. You show up for vision, not logistics. Okay. So if you're live with me, I would love for you to say in the chat what you're getting out of this so far and how things are going for you, because I would love, love, love to know, are you delegating your calendar correctly? Are you delegating your client and team onboarding? Like, these are systems, right? And they can be convoluted or not, or whatever you need. Make sure you've got the correct permissions and the folder setups and the welcome sequences and all these things, right? You know what they need, but you don't need to be doing them anymore. Okay. Another thing that I absolutely love, I do this on twofold. I do a monthly metrics review and a weekly metrics review. Have your OPM or your VA prepare a dashboard with KPIs, your key performance indicators, your revenue, your leads, your engagement. So that way you know from a high level, because you are the CEO, right? You've built this thing from the ground up, but you are no longer in the weeds. You know and can lead from an intelligent standpoint. You know what the metrics are, you know what the numbers are, and you can lead from there. But you're not here to dig in the weeds. You can't. You don't have time for that. Use ClickUp. Use Google. Google has a great dashboard thing. But you need to know what your KPIs are. You need to have revenue metrics, which you're trying to hit. You need to know how many leads you need. You need to know what your engagement statuses are, right? But I need you to do this from a high level, not from in the weeds. I know it's hard once you're like, this is your baby, right? But this is your baby going to school now. Your baby is now in elementary school, and you need to have somebody else doing all these things. And then you correct it for the couple of hours you got it at home before you put it to bed. But really, you're the one that needs to be guiding the trajectory of this business and not in the weeds anymore. So, number 4. The number 4 thing that you need to offload and delegate right now is your content distribution and repurposing. It's your job to record or write if you're a blogger. Your team is going to post them. They're going to make the emails. They're going to do the clips. They're going to recycle things. They're going to put it over here and over there, uploading captions, emails, blogs, because you are the one that's creating the message. Everybody else puts it where it needs to go to get to the people who need to hear it. You decide those places, but it's not your job no longer to put yourself on 15 platforms a day. You've got a team, you need to maximize them. You need to tell them how to do it. You need to have them pull up old stuff and bring it back to the forefront. Stuff that you did 2 weeks ago, people aren't going to remember. So why don't you have them pull up one of those videos and put it out there? It'll be a new revelation to somebody else. Maybe they didn't see it the first time. But teach them how to repurpose correctly for where you're going. Like if you're doing a challenge on social media, bring up all your old social media content that you've already created. If you're hitting the 250, 500K mark, you've got content. This is not a new thing for you. You're not doing a new thing. You've got the content. You've got the information. You just need to repurpose it so that way people can get it again. And that helps your message multiply without draining your hours. You've already made the messaging. You've already done the stuff. You just need to get it out there again and again and again. Okay. And then number 5. Follow up and lead nurture sequences. Assign somebody to track follow-ups, to send DMs and emails, and to keep hot leads warm, okay? And what you really need to do is delegate inbox DM scripts or CRM task reminders or whatever you need. I use Go High Level, and it's so great because I can put them in pipelines, I can put notes in there, and then it helps people know who needs what, right? And this helps build that momentum to keep the sales system moving. So that way you don't have to remember every single lead. You don't have to remember every single person. You don't have to remember all of these things because that frees up your brain. If you were in the Scale Without Chaos challenge a couple weeks ago, I talked about how I think that women who have to have a lot of things in their brain, especially CEOs and mothers and wives, right? If you're all of those different assignments, then your brain is convoluted. It's got a lot of stuff in there. And that's going to cause other things down the line, like dementia or Alzheimer's. So when we can offload as much as possible without having to manually remember all this stuff, that's when our brain can actually do all the things it's actually created to do, which is create, be the visionary, talk to God, whatever those things are, right? And remember, delegation is not about losing control. Delegation is about taking your hands off the wrong things so you can steward the right things. Because if I'm too busy worrying about every single post that goes out, I'm not worried about creating good content for YouTube. I'm just not. And that's what I need to be doing. I need to be doing what God has called me to do, which is using my mouth, using my voice, speaking out how he's called me to speak out. And same for you. You need to be using your voice, using your mind, using whatever God has given you, those tools, the skills that he's given you to do what God has commanded you to do. All right, so now if these shifts, these things have gotten your wheels turning, know this. This is just the starting line, okay? This is the step one of building into that flow seven figure flow chart and workflow. And that's exactly what we did inside the Scale Without Chaos Challenge, which you can go to and sign up for the next one. Go to scalewithoutchaoschallenge.com. The last round was so incredible. And so you can go ahead and join the waitlist at scalewithoutchaoschallenge.com so you can stop caring at all. Start leading like a CEO that God called you to be. And I will see you next week. Thank you guys so much.